Today, I have the pleasure of blind tasting with Jodi Bronchtein. She is a whirlwind. It'd be the kind way of putting it. It's like drinking from the fire hose.
I am tasting with Jonah beer today, and we are blind tasting, and I've picked some wines for him.
Jodi is one of the sommeliers at Press Restaurant here in St. Helena in the Napa Valley, which is, of course, a restaurant with one of those deep wine cellars and has probably just as much stuff on the hidden wine list as they do on the one that's on the iPad. But Jodi's one of those great sommeliers who's not only a master of her craft where she knows her material, but she's great at service, and she makes everyone in the restaurant feel wonderful. So go see her at Press.
Jonah Beer is an iconoclastic badass. He is a winemaker. He makes Pilcrow with his wife, Sarah. He works with John Williams, who's one of my favorite winemakers, at Frog's Leap, and he's literally just a badass. He's brilliantly funny, he's intensely intellectual, and you would have no idea because he's has a wry sense of humor, but he is a genius person, and I'm super excited to taste with him.
So for Jodi today, I chose for the white wine, this is Cameron Winery in the Dundee Hills of Oregon in Willamette Valley. Cameron is from Jean-Paul Cameron. For 35 years, this eponymous winery of Jean-Paul's has been dry farmed, all certified organic and grown, kind of in the warmer side of Dundee. This is single vineyard Chardonnay called Clos Électrique, which is a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek take on the electric fence that surrounds his vineyard to keep the deer out. This is 2010. Cameron Clos Électrique came straight from Jean-Paul himself. He's also the founder of the Deep Roots Coalition. That's a organization out of Oregon all about the importance of dry farming and non-irrigation in wines in Oregon and around the world. This is gonna be a tough one from the standpoint of there's reduction in this Chardonnay, so it's gonna have that little bit of matchstick or gunpowder flint, rocky kind of quality. This might throw her off a little bit, get her thinking Meursault or a Pouligny Montrachet or something of this nature. But there's a bit of generosity, and I'm hoping that that generosity can help lead her back to Dundee, or at least the New World, because I think the wine's gonna be fun to share with her, and I think she'll enjoy it. Maybe I went a little too tricky, but we'll see. For the red, I wanted to stick with a little bit of a theme. You'll see why in a second. This is Crescente Alessandria out of La Mora in Barolo. Crescente Alessandria is a winery started in 1958. Currently, the grandson of Crescente, Alberto, makes the wines. These guys are actually a bit of traditionalists, even though they've put this particular bottling in a Bordeaux-shaped bottle instead of the Albisa glass. Because he's only making 900 bottles, he can only use Old Barrique and Tonneau. So it's not in Boutis, because they don't have enough fruit to do that, but he's still trying to get that more neutral oak quality. I'm hoping that that comes through in the wine for Jodi, and she gets the chance to see kind of the more classic nature of Crescente Alessandria. Wow. I think we've got two great wines. At the very least, we're gonna enjoy talking about them and drinking them and enjoying them and sharing them. So I think that we're in for a pretty good day.
Hello, Jonah.
Hello, Jodi. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
You ready for this?
I was born for this.
I know. So that's sad. You
for
definitely were born for this. I know you're going to demolish both of these wines.
The
and
colors
I just can't
are
wait.
weird. The colors are weird. I'm just going to start right there.
You're going to start with the colors
Yeah,
are
they're
weird?
Okay.
I mean, can you quantify weird for me? Can you qualify weird?
What is that?
Oh, it's just beautiful, don't you think?
It is. All right, so
All
let's
right.
do this.
All right.
We know how to taste things.
You do know how to taste
Did you
things.
stay up all night thinking about the wines you were going to have
I stayed up
for
all
me?
night just thinking about like how amazing you are.
Oh,
the wines
puppy.
chose themselves. The wines
They
chose
did.
themselves.
They didn't choose this life.
These, well, listen, I'm not going to give away anything because I like to do that. I like to give away too much. But there's something I want to talk about when we get the chance, because the wines I chose with great intent, and I think that they're things that I thought you'd both enjoy, but also would give us something to kind of chat about at the end.
Perfect.
Okay?
Okay.
So have at
I'm
it.
doing all kinds of things different today. There's no spit cup. We did the other things sitting down. I've never opened one sitting down before, I think. And now we're going to do this without the grid. Let's just go for it.
Yeah.
This color is like, you should drink more water.
This is dehydrated?
This is dehydrated, is what
Okay,
this is. This
okay.
is a like, this is suspicious gold yellow.
Suspicious gold yellow.
Suspicious.
Jodi, you start right with the negative.
No,
Okay.
it's not negative. I'm just like, we're focusing on color. Like I can't even focus on anything else.
Okay, all right.
So this color is, we're talking about, this
Yes.
is some age or some time in barrel.
Okay.
A
Age
lot of
and
time.
barrel. Okay, age of time and barrel.
Yeah.
All right, I like where your head's at already.
Okay, so this is neutral, but there is this, like baked apple, butterscotch,
Right.
ginger, clove, Thanksgiving, family reunion, but with good wine.
I was gonna say, your families are way better than mine.
They don't drink wine. This is the imaginary family.
Yeah,
that's
the family
drinking
you
this
wish you
wine.
had?
The family
The
that I
family
wish
you
I
wish
had.
you
I love
had,
my
yeah.
family. But,
She does.
there's creme fraiche, lactic num-nums.
Okay. What are lactic num-nums?
Lactic num-nums are like your creme fraiche,
Okay.
Greek yogurt. I feel like there's malolactic fermentation
like
on
there's-
this one. I really
you feel
do.
like
And
there's
also with the
malolactic fermentation.
butterscotch,
Okay.
there's the baking spices, I think lead me to some new French oak.
Okay.
I think this has seen some mixed barrel usage.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to say.
Did you say
You're supposed to
mixed
say that.
barrel
Yeah,
usage?
that's
the
very
politically
fancy.
correct way
You have to
say
go
it?
like this though. I think there's mixed barrel usage on this wine.
Good, I love it.
Saving
And you
lives.
throw in a little James Bond there.
Yeah,
That's really
through
good.
wine,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
What else do we have here?
Okay, I don't know.
It's just, it's sexy.
Okay.
It's sexy. It's
I'll
like,
take that.
that's what it's doing to my face right now.
Good.
There is some what we are calling minerality that people want to fight about, but there's a little meanness here. There's some
Okay.
structure on the
Okay.
nose here.
Okay.
And then of course like the button mushroom, like all the things you're supposed to say to fill out the grid, but I'm not saying any of them.
Wow.
They're there.
Okay. They're there.
They're there.
Just there. They're just there.
There is a little petulance in that.
Okay, wait, now. One more time.
A little bit of like, there's a little spritz.
Spritz. Okay.
Yeah.
A little spritz.
So Stelvin and closure, just kidding. So what we're doing is.
So you're gonna call all the way down to the closure type.
I'm just saying, like,
love
why
it.
would that be in there?
All right.
All right, so this seemed super, super old on the nose.
Okay.
On the palate, the wine is dry,
Okay.
and the condition of the fruit is drawing back a little bit. Instead of like, there's still baked apple, but it's now baked Granny Smith apple as opposed to golden delicious.
Okay.
Just like smashing in a pile together.
I love that.
Smashing in a pile together with no structure. There's structure here. There is. This has finished lean. It's cleaned up after itself if it went out the door. We still have the apple. We still have
Right.
cinnamon. There's
Right.
like cardamom, a little bit of nutmeg.
Right.
So confirming the oak, obviously.
Okay, obviously. Obviously, I think you just said like 30 words that I have to go home and Google
You
later.
don't.
And you're
I'm
like,
trying to be. This is for the
"Obviously."
people.
This is, you're dumbing this down for me?
There's no spit cup.
You're very sweet.
I'm sweating right now. I don't know what. This is not what I normally do.
This is how I roll. They asked if we wanted spit cups, and I insisted no.
God damn it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm
You're
such
welcome.
a lightweight. Okay, so this is, let's not just think it's Chardonnay, because
Okay.
this is supposed to be deductive reasoning, and I know
Okay.
we're on a time schedule, and Nadine's gonna yell at me soon, so we're gonna get real serious soon.
Yeah, let's get serious here.
The acidity on this is, it is medium plus to high.
Okay.
This is just like,
Okay.
it's doing what it's supposed to.
Okay.
The minerality, what we're calling minerality, I'm
Right.
saying that because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You don't want to see the
Everybody's talking
comments below?
about it. You know what? I don't want to hear it. Yeah,
By
but there's some
minerality,
here.
Can you give me one other word
Sure.
to describe what you mean by minerality?
There is some. There's frisson here. There's a chalky finish.
Yeah.
There's tension.
Yeah.
It's not like as like pretty and happy as it was initially. It's showing me like I'm pretty,
Yeah.
but I have a mind too.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
what it's
I'm
doing
more
right
than
now.
just a pretty face.
I'm more than just a pretty
I
wine.
have to remind people that all the time.
I know you do, and that's
It's a
why I
struggle.
mentioned
It's a
it.
struggle.
This is delicious. This is
Okay.
kind of doing everything I want it to do.
Okay.
So on the nose, you've got lots of richness and fullness. And the wine is medium plus bodied. On the nose, I felt like it was gonna be full bodied and maybe
Yep.
a little lusher than it
Yep.
is. It's not. It's like
Yep.
drawing back. It's delicious. It's got tension. The color is still concerning me because is it the grape? Is it barrel aging? It's not that old. There's also not, even though there's new French oak, it's not like 100% new French oak for 4 years.
Yeah,
So
okay.
where is this color coming from, Jonah?
That's the question.
I know,
isn't
that's
it?
the key to the whole thing, isn't it?
I know, I love it.
I know, and that's
Yeah.
where theory comes in.
I know. If I
Why
had
is
any
the wine
theory.
this color?
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna say is that this is a wine that is super well made. It is delicious. I would drink a lot of this. I could think of 15 food pairings.
Good.
I initially said butterscotch. I can't really see. My hand's the whitest thing here.
You and I can compete for
There's
that.
kind of I can't tell where the meniscus is to tell the difference between the age. It appears to be true watery white, which would mean not too much age, which again, goes back to the color. So I'm gonna say that this is a Chardonnay. It is from the Old World. It can be from Burgundy. It can be from, let's do some crazy things. Why don't we say that this wine could be Chardonnay. It could be like a Viura-based blend.
Oh, wow.
From Spain. That would account for the color.
I would have to learn what that
or
is.
Or Chateau Moussard from Lebanon.
Ooh, Moussard Blanc.
Moussard Blanc.
You blinded me on Moussard at the restaurant
just a little
like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, no big deal. So I'm gonna throw that's gonna be my lateral.
Okay, that's your lateral?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's either it's White Rioja, or it's from Burgundy, or it's Chateau Moussard from Bacal Valley. And I'm gonna say that this is a Chardonnay, and it is from Burgundy, and it is delicious.
Great.
And it is from richness, but then finishes with some beautiful structure. Let's say...
Yeah, what region's that?
Let's just say Pouilly-Montrachet. Let's say that. And what would give it this color? I don't know right now. So we're just gonna, for brevity of time, we're gonna say that this is 10 years old.
Okay.
So we're gonna say that this is from 2010. It is Premier Cru, because I don't wanna be too eager. I tend to like things a little bit too much.
Also, I can't afford Grand Cru.
So high five.
You know,
So there we are together. I'm trying to make you look good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
2010 Chardonnay.
I love it. 2010 Chardonnay, Pouilly-Montrachet, Premier Cru.
And it's, we're just gonna stay on that.
That's okay. But you like the wine?
I did. I loved it.
Good.
Okay.
All right, now
so
rock
even
this red.
Okay, so red
Steve
wine.
Merman.
This is always a good time. This has got some age to it. So what we have here is like it's a garnet color going out to a little bit of an orange. Actually, orange all the way through, but specifically on the edge. It could be grape variety, or it could be age, or it could be both.
Wow.
That's literally what the wine's telling me.
So you've eliminated really nothing.
Yeah, I've eliminated like Napa Cab from 2015
Good. All
is
right.
out.
So
small
2015
back.
Napa Cab
Gone.
out. World's getting smaller. I love
It is. The world is getting smaller. So this is clear all the way through. No gas or sediment. There's no staining here either.
Okay.
And I heard your oof. And
No, I just like the
medium
word staining.
concentration of medium concentration of color. This is aromatic. This is happy. This is ripe red fruit jumping out at you. It's strawberries, raspberries. It's when you went to Oregon Pinot Camp and they told you how good the berries were. You didn't believe them, and they really were that good.
They really were that good.
Yeah, they really were. That's this. But also getting into like a little. There's a boysenberry here. This is a delicious num nums. There's also like orange pico tea. There's so much spice here. There's
I'm
like
so glad we're recording this.
Chinese spice and hoisin, and like when you see people that you used to know when you were younger, and like it really works out on vacation. It smells like that. You're like, I hate that girl. Like it's really coming together. There's some baking spice here, but I also think this is mixed use barrel. There's some like cinnamon, cardamom, nutmeg.
Sure.
But man, this is intoxicating.
Technically and literally, yes, it is.
Check.
It is. There is alcohol in it. But I get what you mean. Like you mean
it's
aromatically,
beautiful.
it's pulling you in, it's drawing you in.
Roses,
Yeah.
every kind of roses.
Yes.
Fresh
Yeah,
roses,
yeah.
dried roses.
Licorice.
All right, I'm just gonna taste it.
All right, just taste it. Yeah, just taste it.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
It's moving.
Oh, that's fucking delicious. Okay, so what we have here is a wine finishes dry.
Yep.
Same thing. You start off with all this like happy fruit,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it's reading Foucault. When you walk in the room, and you're like,
yeah.
it's changed a little.
More than
We're getting
just
a little.
a pretty face.
It's getting a little meaner. There are tannins here.
Yes.
They are pretty well integrated, but they are creeping up and they are here to stay.
Okay.
We have medium plus acidity. We've got medium alcohol. I don't know, I'm not spitting, I'm hammered right now.
That's good. No, you're not. We've known each other long enough. What's the magnum of
have-
champagne you drank pre-game?
Guys,
Yeah.
give me focus.
Sorry.
Thank you. We've got the tannins are beautiful. I'm gonna say they're elevated, but they're not medium. They're not high.
Okay.
They're probably not even medium plus. I'm just really sensitive to them. So I'm gonna say
Okay.
they're medium, but they're well integrated.
You think there's anything exacerbating the tannins for you?
Yeah, the fact that I'm hammered and it's hot in here and I don't have a spit cup. And that would all ameliorate as opposed to exacerbate
Yeah, good.
the condition
Good,
of the
good,
wine.
good,
Yeah.
good. We both passed the SATs. That's great. That's a 1600.
All right. All the things, flowers,
Yep.
floral.
Yep.
But this feels Italian to me,
Okay.
but it's clean.
It's clean.
It's super clean. There's no VA.
Do you find that often with Italian wines?
A little.
Okay.
I find VA
Okay.
a little bit. But it's clean, it's beautiful, it's clear, it's bright. It is it appears to be a thin-skinned wine because of the lack of the staining. So it can only be a couple of things. So I believe that this wine is from the old world. The finish is, it's finishing on tannin and it's finishing on acidity. And I'm trying to wait to see what's coming up.
Right.
And what's coming out the most is the tannin.
Okay.
And so usually if the tannin is coming out, you would say Barolo, but it's a little more feminine than that. So I'm gonna think that this is I'm gonna say that this is a Barbaresco. It's giving me all
Okay.
the tar and roses, but it's nicer than
I love
Barolo.
Tar and Roses. That's like an
It's
awesome
like the
name for a rock band, right?
Exactly, it's tar and roses. So let's say this is gonna be a Nebbiolo. It's gonna be from Italy. It is from Barbaresco. It is DOCG quality goodness. And what is the age on this? What's out there right now?
Oh, you know I have reach
I know
that
you
goes.
do.
I have
I know.
reach.
But I can't think about that. That's a psychological, it's
That's
psychologically
psychological
damaging.
warfare.
Right,
What
you have to, it's just the
Zobek
wine.
did to me. I
The
hear ya.
wine has to speak to me.
Okay, and the wine's telling you it's how old?
But then when was the last time I said black tea for Nebbiolo? Never. But we're just doing it. We're giving the people what they want.
It's
We're
new
just doing
times.
it.
It's new times,
I haven't had tasting
Jodi.
groups since March. Let's go for it.
You're amazingly practiced for not having tasting groups this March. I'm sitting here literally thinking,
This is really lovely.
Thank God you guys recorded this because you're killing it right now.
Oh, I'm
really
so
impressed.
glad. Let's go ahead and say,
Yep.
I
Call
feel
it.
like this is older.
Call it,
I feel
girl.
like this is-
Call
I
it.
feel like this is older. I feel like this is older than I think it is. So 2010, 2010, 1998.
1998, Barbaresco, DOCG, high quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this is like Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir, I'm checking. I'm clocking out immediately.
First of all, I'm so watching you taste, and I've seen you so often in the environment when we're at Frog Sleep and we're hanging out drinking wines.
I
Or I've
love
seen you in
John
the restaurant.
Williams.
I know you
I just
do.
wanna say
I know,
that.
I know. I
I
almost
love
didn't want to
you.
say
John
it
Williams, I love you.
because now.
His wife knows, like,
I
I'm
know,
his fake,
I know.
platonic sommelier girlfriend.
Everyone's
Yeah.
involved. It's okay.
I love you. Makes me cry every time I talk to him.
Watching you taste here was extraordinary. It's a true lesson and a true testament to the craft, and you did such a great job.
Oh, that means it's Torontes.
Right. So
And-
this was sparkling. I don't know how you didn't get that, but no, I'm kidding.
All right.
Are you ready to see?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right,
Let's do
okay.
it. Because
okay.
you know what? Every time blind tasting stresses
Yes.
me out, which it always does, I try to remember how lucky I am that I get to do this. And also,
Yes.
you're just gonna get better. It
You
doesn't matter
are.
if you suck right now.
No.
You're gonna be better
And
after
honestly,
this.
you were on target, and it was so amazing to watch. I chose two wines that are really near and dear to me, and the first one is Cameron Chardonnay from the Dundee Hills of Oregon, from the Willamette Valley. This is
Same longitude as Burgundy.
2010. You nailed the vintage.
Great.
You called the vintage.
Okay.
You called the vintage.
Why this color?
Okay, so do you know Cameron at all?
No.
You know Jean-Paul Cameron?
No.
Jean-Paul's been there for 35 years. He's a contemporary of John Williams. They're buddies from the longest time. He's the founder of the Deep Roots Coalition, so it's all dry farmed, it's all certified organic, and get this, planted in between 84 and 87, it's own rooted. Non-grafted, very cool. Clos Electrique, it's his version of it, the Clos. It's an electric fence that runs around
That
to
is
keep out the deer.
hilarious.
The guy is,
Wow.
he's
lovely.
modeled the winemaking technique off of one of his favorite producers in Pouligny. So it's all the
From
things,
where?
Pouligny Montrachet,
Oh, just
all the
checking.
things you
Okay,
said.
good.
Like really, you walked through the entire thing.
And I couldn't figure out the color, but that's lovely. It's lovely.
The color throws you off a little bit, but at the same
delicious.
time, the guy is a mad genius. He's one of my favorites. I bought this at auction. He donated it to the Restaurant Workers Community Foundation Fund that we did. The guy's an activist. He's a philosopher.
Is he friends with John Williams?
They're besties.
Great.
And we love it.
That's delicious.
So, Clos Electrique 2010.
This color.
Right? Isn't that great?
Okay.
And it came directly from his cellar, stored, as you can tell, underground. They,
Heard that.
Yeah, the labels are properly patinaed.
Patinaed.
Patinaed. So the other SAT word I'm going to use. Okay, and then for wine number 2, red wine, you were so great at this one. This is Barolo 2013. This is
13.
This is 2013.
Wow,
this
is ready to go. This is enjoyable.
This is. You and I have a very mutual friend in common who drinks a lot of Nebbiolo when he's at your restaurant, and this is one of his favorites. We took Dylan to visit this family. This is Crescente Alessandria, founded in 1958 in the outside of La Mora. They have a vineyard that goes up the slope. Galena is just below Capilot, where the road kind of curves. The soils get a little bit sandy, and this is own-rooted Nebbiolo planted in 1922 and 1945. And so what I did, I said, I knew you were gonna nail varieties and country, and I thought she's gonna nail everything and bring her. I want to see if she can guess own-rooted. My goal, I was hoping you'd be like, this is clearly an own-rooted vine, but
yeah, because we normally,
listen.
I feel like this was planted in 1945 and then again in 1970.
You're good. I knew you could do it.
These are lovely. Thank you. These are beautiful.
You nailed it. I was so impressed. And
I'm like ready to like just order food and just put them next to these.
Well, let's do that.
So now it's your turn.
Okay.
I have some wines for you that I think that you will find enjoyable.
Good.
This was an exercise and like it was really difficult to pick wine for you.
Oh, good. I like that.
It was so difficult because it was like, he's gonna think I'm gonna pick this, but then so I shouldn't pick this thing and this thing and this thing.
So you got in your own head and you got twisted
massively.
Around. I love it. So I'm about to try some Greek wines.
Yeah, it's right.
Lovely.
Made in Mendocino.
Great,
so let me go ahead and pour them for
you.
you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Great job, Jodi.
Thank you. So this took me till about 3:30 in the morning. You know, I work at Press, and so I'm sure he thinks I'm going to bring old, beautiful, complicated, one-off Napa bottles, which I could have done. And I thought about it, and also I have them as backups just in case. But I brought 2 things that I think he would love that also kind of make a little sense. So when you taste with someone who makes wine, it's very different. What I wanted to do was make sure that I didn't do anything tricksy or I didn't want to be a jerk about it. So I picked 2 things that I would pick for a really good tasting group. I picked a white Burgundy, Pierre-Yves Cologne Moret, but from Pernon Vergelès, because it's beautiful there, and I think it gets overlooked. And the Celts were there first, and Pernon Vergelès means place with water in it, and there's lots of water there. I think this is gonna be beautiful. And then I also picked an Olga and this is a 2014, it's a Chinon, because he works with Chardonnay and he works with Cabernet Franc. So let's see how he does with something that would be seen in a standard tasting group and not a fancy Dan Petrosky tasting group. Yes, 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 yes. It's got a little reduction on it. It's delicious and gorgeous. Oh, he's gonna love that. Yes. Okay. Now the next one. But, like, this is a banker, yes. Pencil shavings, cigar ash, tobacco, all of it. Every good thing ever. I'm ready. I think he's gonna love these too, and he deserves to taste good wine. All right.
Okay, Jodi, what do I need to know about these 2 amazing wines that you've selected?
These 2 amazing wines are wines that I thought you would enjoy.
Good.
The end.
That's, oh, shit.
Have a nice day.
I was really hoping you'd give me a little more to go on.
Please come back and see us
right.
soon. Thanks for coming out.
All right, that's not fair at all. Okay, well, let's start right off with, well, obviously the color here is more normalized versus the Clos Electrique. But I think, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of that wine. So, you know, as I've always said, I really don't know much about what color is going to tell me, so let's just dive right into sniffing. You know, you walked through the grid stuff so well. It was beautiful.
I didn't. I tried not to do the grid at all.
People are going to watch now
grid?
what the the freestyle version
You're a
is.
winemaker. You do what you want.
Yeah, well, we'll figure that out.
You have a scarf on.
I have a scarf on, that's true.
The end.
Okay, right away. Nose, there's like a nice little bit of reduction to it, and I like that little bit of flint, like matchstick kind of quality. I know you kept doing this with minerality, and I totally get why, and I know that's a real thing, but I use that word all the time,
Me too. You know what? I shouldn't have listened to the haters.
Yeah, don't let them bring you down, Jodi.
I won't.
Don't let them bring you down.
Don't bring me down.
Yeah. Yeah, so a little bit of flint. There's a bit of what I'm picking up on. It might be kind of like, you know, like a broken green flower stem kind of thing. Like you've taken a handful of like daisies and snapped them. And you snapped the daisies because you brought home daisies for your wife, and she said, "Who the hell brings home daisies?" And she snaps them and throws them at you.
And you walk out.
Yeah, and then you're like,
Music
oh,
plays,
shit.
and you're driving through the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ranunculus. Get ranunculus. You try to remember that every time, but.
Stock.
So broken green flower stem, there's a bit of that kind of, I think, is leaning towards the kind of spice elements that are probably maybe oak derived in this. I feel the oak here is very good from what I'm picking up on the nose. Like they've got a good Cooper or Coopers.
That is a really good compliment that I'm going to say a lot more. And not for the winemaker, but the Coopers will be like, "Thank you, God." Did anybody ever notice us?
Listen. No, that's exactly right.
For fuck's sake,
it's like the key
where's our
grip.
award?
Like, where's the key grip in all of this? Like, you know, I see you over there, buddy. I know it's you.
High
You're
five.
rocking
Thank
it.
you.
Keep it going.
All right.
Okay, so I like the flint matchstick reduction, a little bit of green apple, or like apple skin, a little bit of green pear. It broadens out across the palate, which I was expecting this to be a little bit more laser-like, a little bit more kind of singular and focused, but I like the way that it kind of rounds out, that it opens up, but it never lacks its acidity. The acid carries the day, and, you know, clearly could carry this wine for years to come. I feel like it's pretty young, current release-ish kind of neighborhood. There's I'm being drawn to Burgundy right now, and I'm being drawn to Burgundy, but maybe like a Saint-Aubin, Saint-Romain kind of area. There's a beautiful kind of, like, it's not that kind of weighty reduction and richness that you'd expect from like a Meursault, but it still has this kind of very earth-driven, earth-first kind of approach to it. Yeah, okay. A little bit of apple, a little bit of pear. I'm gonna go Chardonnay, I'm gonna go Old World. I'm gonna find myself in Burgundy. But I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna find myself with Saint-Aubin. Saint-Aubin, Saint-Aubin Premier Cru with kind of like with a good producer behind it. Great acidity, high-toned, lemon curd.
Vintage.
2015 Saint-Aubin from like Lamé or something cool like that.
Okay.
Okay. You can tell me later that it's Pinot Gris. Next up.
God, that'd be terrible.
We've got a beautiful red wine here. Now here's where I need that color thing because I can't tell where this thing begins and ends. We have very nice dark color. Unlike our Barolo, which had a little more kind of brickishness to it, here we've got nice dark, deep color. I'm having a hard time picking up on what may or may not be its age, but we'll sniff it and see what that tells us. Okay, all right. I'm way out of, I am so fucked right now because
you're not.
Usually on first nose, I get something that is like reminiscent of anything I can remember. I am a babe in the woods right now.
Lies.
I am so lost.
Lies. Talk through it. Just talk through it. Just talk.
I'm so lost.
Just talk out loud.
Okay, when I'm doing like this, I'm getting like a really cool like garnet color. It's not too heavy. It's not that purpley Syrah sort of thing. So we're gonna go garnet and think about color not being too extracted.
Yeah. Wait, did you just miss the nose entirely? You just went from color to drinking it. What just happened?
So I'd like to take a page right now from blind tasting series, volume, fill in the blank later. Curtis Mann.
This is horseshit.
Goes into a whole thing about how he likes to get to the taste first and then go back to
I
the
don't care
nose.
about Curtis Mann. I care about you. I care about this tasting right now. What do you smell?
I gotta come back to it. I've never been yelled at so much during a blind tasting.
Stop it.
This is great. This is very Jodi. This is yelling at me.
Now I'm mad.
I see that. I don't know what I did. Okay. God, so I'm picking up on an earthen element to it. I'm picking up on a bit of a eucalyptus menthol sort of thing that I'm not sure. I'm trying to decide in my head if that's Brettanomyces or not. And that's where I'm kind of struggling on the nose, to be very candid.
I know, that's why you skipped it.
I can't quite yet peg where that is and why that's there.
Deductive.
I know, but
we're here. Good morning. Welcome to your wine.
Welcome to your wine. This is the moment, like in the restaurant, where I've tried to order wine. You're like, no, you're not ordering that. You're having this.
Sorry.
This is
I just want you to be happy,
I know.
but only on my
only
terms.
on your terms. Yeah.
Only on my terms.
It's Jodi's terms.
You're not getting that. Thank you so much, though.
Never am getting that. Okay. God,
What's the fruit? Is it red or black?
Thank you for the help here. I appreciate it.
Is it red or black? Is it ripe or is it underripe?
I'm gonna say it's red. It's a bit on the tart side. Like there's a bit of it's not overripe. Let's put it that way. And that's, I'm trying to eliminate things. I am so flummoxed right now.
Your body listens to what you're saying. So what you're gonna say is, I can't wait to figure out what this wine is.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Can't wait to figure out what this wine is. So is there still red fruit on the palate?
Yeah.
Is it tart or is it underripe or is it ripe?
It is underripe.
So it's pomegranate-y?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
Sure. Are there any flowers? Are there any herbs? Are there any spice? Talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about that. God, you're so good at this. You're such a good teacher, too. Okay, so a little bit of spice. Kind of veering into Christmas spice, but it's not like what we saw with the Barolo, where it was tons of roses and that sort of thing. So there's a bit of spice. There's a bit of cigar box or cedary kind of quality. The oak is interesting. I'm trying to figure out what the origin of the oak is too, and that I'm having
Because
a
you're a
hard time.
winemaker person.
Yeah.
And so
And
I think you're getting distracted by that.
Okay, I'll stop getting distracted.
Are there herbs? Are there flowers? Is there minerality? What's the structure of the wine? The structure will tell you who it is. It's like looking at somebody's bookcase.
It's like looking at someone's bookcase.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Okay, so the wine can be whatever. You can be like, this is a wonderful graduate from X school, and they're wearing all the right hats, and then you go to their house, and it's like the Bill the Cat things from a million years ago. Game over. It's funny, but is there anything else next to it to back it up?
Right.
There's not? You're out of there. What is this structure telling you? Is this wine fun, or is it serious?
It's serious and it's delicious, and I certainly want to have a lot of it. I feel the tannins are really nice. They're presenting well. They're a bit drying.
Yeah.
So there's a sense of astringency to it. It's a serious wine, and its bookcases filled with all kinds of Nietzsche and interesting things of this type. So I feel good about that.
But also next to a Bible. Like, what?
What?
What are you doing?
What?
This might work.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
You're conflicted.
Right?
I love it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still, it's all of those things, and I'm still exceedingly lost here.
All the wines I gave you were testable. They're
I know.
testable.
That doesn't help me at all. Of
course it
Yeah,
does.
it's really very good.
Okay, so is it thick-skinned or thin-skinned?
Gee, now these are all really good questions.
These are clues.
Yeah,
So
they're
can you
clues,
see
yeah.
through the wine?
Yeah, it's thin-skinned.
It's thin-skinned. So we're eliminating all kinds of shit that we don't care about right now. Right? It's not staining. You said cigar box.
Yep.
You said tart red fruit.
Yep.
Do you think it's old world or new world?
I think it's New World.
Okay, why?
Guys, what I originally was pegging as Brettanomyces is not there anymore, and so I'm feeling it's cleaner. I think that there's I feel like it's New World from its structure and its kind of the way it's pieced together. And I'm wondering if it's American oak that's influencing it.
Ooh. What do you think, what is it doing on the finish? I had somebody recently tell me, like, they figure out old world or new world on the finish. Is it giving you fruit at the end? or is it giving you structure,
Then
acidity?
it's definitely Old World then, because it's dry and it's giving me structure and it's not, it's being mean on its way out the door.
High five.
Okay. So now it's Old World. And I'm gonna say, with the 30 seconds left, oh man.
Wait, stop,
Yes.
don't freak out. What are
Okay.
Old World testable grapes that are thin-skinned? That's it. This is literally a grid now.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
serious.
but like I don't study the testables.
Okay, so it's probably not Cabernet Sauvignon, right?
No, of course, right.
What else is
Is
it?
it Spanish?
What's it not?
Is it Italian? It's really what I'm down to.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not Spotburgunder. So
It's a
not German.
Das ist genau mein Schatzi. So
Do you
you
speak
said,
German?
meine Deutsch
You're-
ist schlecht.
Oh my God.
Kleiner
you're-
Deutsch.
It's like just peeling the onion over here.
But what we have here is,
Yes.
it's a little mean,
Yep.
it's thin-skinned, it's
Yep.
Old World.
Yep.
How old is it?
Okay, 2013 Rioja, delicious, very good producer, and one I want to drink a lot more of with a steak.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so what I thought about my wines that I picked for you were because of the winemaking. By the way, we need more Pilcrow. We've sold it all. I'm not kidding. So what I wanted to do was give you
Yeah.
things. I thought,
Yeah.
he's gonna think I'm gonna bring all Napa, so I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
bring any.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna bring like the Les Trois Cuvées that
Yeah.
John Williams made that doesn't even have a vintage.
Yeah.
And it's kept me up till 3:30 in the morning.
Okay. All right.
And what
all
I
right.
thought would be helpful is, these are wines that I would bring to tasting group.
Oh, okay.
But they're
That's
also
very cool.
wines that I think you would enjoy and
Yes.
would need to know about in your life.
Yes,
so the
yes,
first
yes.
one is,
Ah, God.
it's a
I danced
PYCM,
around it.
but it's from Pernon Vergelès.
Yes.
And that was my favorite place that I went to in Burgundy.
Yeah. That's great. And I saw, like,
You said good producer,
Well,
but
very good producer, but I got stuck in my head in Saint-Aubin, and this is a brilliant choice from Pernon Vergelès, and he's obviously a world-class producer. Reduction was written all over it, and
you like reduction.
I love Reduction.
That's why I thought
and you're so sweet for bringing that and opening
Well, it's
that.
yours.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
then the next thing is, it's a mean father. And it has a son that just fucks off all
Okay.
the time.
I can't
and
wait.
so this is Cabernet Franc.
Oh, God.
It has,
Chinon.
yeah, but you said
Wow.
cigar box. It's
Yeah.
literally like at the grid,
Yeah.
it's like cigar box. And then it's like cigar ash is what you say for Cab Franc.
Shit.
But like pyrazines all over this.
Yeah.
It goes into like roasted red pepper.
Yeah, and I guess I got so torn between trying to decide if it was
Torn
Brett
between
or.
two lovers. Yeah, it does kind of.
So good with the high
Yeah.
tones there. You can hit the middle C above the.
But I was a first soprano. But anyway, do you like it? It is a little mean, right?
I do like it.
Olga Raffaud, like classic.
Yeah. No, very classic. And I
Organic.
think I got really caught up in my own head trying to decide what was causing that eucalyptusy kind of.
And you
element
were
to it.
like, Italy or Spain, and I was like, but the winemaking, though.
But you are not only a great taster, you're a great teacher. Thanks for holding my hand through all of this.
No,
That
because
was really-
listen, one time at Advanced, I called all 3 wines Riesling. I was
Hey,
like,
you know what?
I'll come back to it, and they were all like,
That's
for
not-
fuck's sake.
that's not-
It's
that's
the only
not
time
a-
I failed tasting.
That's
yeah.
not a hard. You can just keep
It's
doing
the
that
only
forever
time I failed
until finally
tasting.
they give you all 3
And they were
Rieslings.
like, how many times are you going to take this? Yeah. But,
This is great.
so.
You're very sweet and very kind, and I learned so much from you, and I appreciate you doing this with me.
Thank you for your gorgeous wines.
This is great.
This was fun.
All right, we'll see you in like 4 minutes. for
I'll see
dinner.
you. I'm gonna go to dinner. I'll see you there.
It'll be
Do you
great.
want
We'll drink
Here we go.
these.
Enjoy.
Yeah, it's great. Thank
These
you
are for
this.
you.
This is so sweet.